So with all of this, whether you're trying to attract your first client or your 50th, one of the most effective ways I have found in terms of generating new leads for myself is via word of mouth referrals. Now, to be honest in saying that, that is nothing new. Any business blog post or article will say something similar. What I have found though that is different is working with what I would call supplier clients. Now, a supplier client is essentially another business that works very closely with the digital marketing industry, but doesn't actually work in digital marketing. What tends to happen is that they work with their clients, and in turn, their clients need digital marketing, but they as a supplier aren't able to provide that. By establishing a relationship with these types of people, it can mean essentially that you become a strategic partner. So subsequently, when the client needs digital marketing, they can automatically pass the lead on to you. It establishes a firm relationship with the client in question. Now, this seems to apply to quite a lot of different industries, but in the world of digital marketing, I was going to take you through two examples. The reason that I want to mention this, and I want to put a lot of emphasis on this, is that subsequently through working with these supplier clients, this has close to doubled my level of income over the last year. In particular, because they work with the kind of clients that I want to be working with, and it also establishes a firm relationship. I have to do very little to win those clients across. Because the supplier client is already referring the work on to me, the client in question already knows that hopefully they're going to be passed on to someone who knows what they're talking about. They're not a complete stranger. So it's both an easy win in terms of converting that potential client into a paying client, and it means you can get a lot more work in without having to actively go out and market yourself. So to give you the two examples I've encountered in the last 18 months. The first is I inadvertently got introduced to a lady who does business consultancy in the interior design community. So essentially she goes in and sits down with interior designers and says, this is how you should be running your business. This is how you should be looking after your accounts. This is the professional qualifications you should be taking. And this is what you should be doing with your digital marketing. Now, in her position, she doesn't have anyone within the business who can immediately offer them website support and social media and SEO. So we ended up having a bit of a conversation and subsequently struck up a relationship whereby any of her interior designers that need SEO support can be immediately referred on to me. Now, that benefits the interior designer because they get SEO support. That benefits the interior design business consultant because she knows they are going to someone she can highly recommend. And obviously for me, it benefits me because I get a new client who's also very easy to convert because they've already been promoted by the interior design business consultant. Now, at first I thought this might have been a bit of a one-off, but then started to see a pattern. So for the second people, this happened about 9 months later, and I started working with a PR company. Now, they're a very traditional PR company, it's lots of press coverage and so on. But what they were also finding is that ultimately the clients that they were working with also needed some kind of digital exposure as well. Now, there's certain bits the PR agency can do, but subsequently when it comes to things like SEO and social media advertising, they don't have the resource and they don't have the expertise in-house to be able to offer that as a service. So again, they can pass that client on to me. It means that we can then work in partnership with one another, which really strengthens the relationship, and also means that, again, I can get a client that is a really good client. The client can be happy that they've got a team of people collaborating on their work that can help them. And the PR agency itself knows that their client is getting a really good level of service from someone else that they can recommend. In both of these instances, the fact is that the number of clients that come through their doors isn't a huge number, but the fact is that a lot of people do need digital marketing services. So it's not just a case that this happens once. Over the course of about the last 18 months, this has happened sort of close to 10 to 15 times with various different people. Now, that has been fantastic for me because essentially I've only needed to maintain a relationship with 2 supplier clients and generated that much work. Now, this isn't to brag, but it's essentially something that you can quite easily replicate. In this instance, it's trying to work out and trying to contact and trying to use those things we mentioned in the lesson on getting your first clients. It's trying to narrow it down to other businesses who are close to digital marketing but aren't identical to digital marketing. Although you can quite easily collaborate with, say, a digital marketing agency, and there are advantages to that, at this stage we're just looking to get a steady source of leads coming in from potential partners. So in particular, things like business consultants, PR agencies, website design agencies as well, who don't specialize in digital marketing, can all be very lucrative sources of potential work for you. Again, it's down to relationship building. This isn't something that is going to happen overnight, but potentially think about trying to target some of them as potential prospects for you to do in future work. If you can get a single supplier client on board, I think that can make a really big difference to the overall success that your business has, especially in the early days.